Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Sprinkle, sprinkle, everyone. How are y'all today? So, today we're going to be discussing candles, oils, and magical crafting because I've been in a crafting mood and I've been doing a lot of things around the house. I've been home making a lot of different things that I wanted to share with y'all what I've been doing. So y'all welcome. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So I've been making a lot of candles, a lot of oils, a lot of things like that because when I'm at home, because it's summertime, the kids are home from school, I like doing something more creative. And um, I bought recently a lot of candles and things like that from different places. And I wanted to try to make my own. I've made candles many times before, but now the things that they have, the scents that they have, the oils that they have, the tools that they have are much more advanced and make things much easier, neater, and cleaner. So I decided to, try to make my own candles. And I think I did a very good job. So basically, what I did is now you don't have to do this, but I just went on Amazon. I ordered some wax, I ordered some wicks, I ordered some containers, and then I already had a lot of the essential oils and the scents that I wanted to use, and I ordered a few more just because I wanted extra. So I decided, like, I'm going to make all the very nice scented candles that cost a lot of money that you can buy in the store, but you can make them at home and customize them with your own magical ingredients, with your own essential oils, with your own intention, etc., etc. So the first thing you need is, of course, wax. And you can buy all that stuff on Amazon. I have a link where most of this stuff I'm going to show you, you could just get it on Amazon. So this has made my candle making experience so much easier. All you do, there's still some wax there, is literally pour the wax granules in here, or just any type of wax for candle making. Turn on like a crock pot. Comes with a cord. Turn on like a crock pot, and this literally melts it in less than 5 minutes, like maybe 3 minutes if it's not a lot. So by the time you have all your stuff together, your wick in the glass, all your scents getting ready, you can put your scents in here with the wax. You can even put herbs if you want to, like, incorporate like lavender or some type of witchy herb. It's like a little candle making cauldron. And it wipes out super clean, so you don't have to worry about it sticking. I just have some in there because I didn't wipe it out, but I just got finished making a bunch of candles. So, and it comes with a lid, and it has a low setting and a high setting and then off. But this makes it so much easier. You don't have to put it on the stove, no double boiler, no microwave, no different containers. It's all in one, and you pour. And it was kind of cheap. It's like 30 something dollars just for this. And they have bigger ones too. But it also comes with like a little wooden paddle to stir it. And I have okay, all of the stuff that I'm mentioning is going to be linked in my Amazon storefront. So if y'all are curious, that's where it's at. Okay, anyway. So y'all want to see one of my candles that I made? So this one was in honor of Bridgerton because, the new second half of the new season came out yesterday. So I made these Bridgerton candles. And this is the Queen Charlotte. I just put some stickers on there and a little label. And it just says Queen Charlotte on the back. So I remembered what it was when I was making it. And they come with labels that you can write your own thing on, or you can buy a label maker if you want to get fancy. But this is the candle. And it was so easy. All I did was pour my wax in that little, I'm calling it a candle cauldron. Put all my essential oils in. This one smells like tea because I have this tea oil that smells like black tea. It also smells like cupcakes because, like Queen Charlotte is always eating cupcakes or cookies and drinking her tea. And then also smells like lots of flowers and like just things like that. So it kind of smells like her palace. so to say. So this is my Queen Charlotte tribute candle. And I got these containers also on Amazon. Those are also going to be in that storefront that I showed you. All right. My daughters and I also made stuff together because this is a good bonding, activity, making candles with your children. It's fun. And they get to make their own scents and, keep their candles. So this one, I got these jars too. This one I named Enchanted. And I wrote down all the formulas, like with the oils and stuff that I put in here. This one smells so good. This is kind of like one of those candles you burn when you're reading a book. It smells so good. So there's leather in here, like the smell of leather, a little bit of like floral, a little bit of like night air, because I have a night air essential oil, a little bit of lavender. And so it just kind of smells like a bookshop, but it's like an enchanted bookshop. Okay. So I made that one. And then my daughter made one. She named hers Hallmark. And it smells like the Hallmark movies during the fall. She used a wood wick, so it crackles. So this smells like pumpkin, cupcakes, hot chocolate, marshmallow, maybe like a little bit of like outdoors with the night air. So like the typical fall or autumn Hallmark movie, you will get all the smells in there. So Sasha made that one. And Layla made a few as well. She hasn't labeled hers yet because they're still setting. But yeah. And so if you want to make your candles extra witchy, if you make them yourself, you can incorporate all your spell work in there, all your, liquids in there, everything. You can even like create your own type of spell just by using a candle. You can put stones and crystals in there. I recently started wearing those pheromones from the Ho Cosmetics company, and they're linked in the description bar too. I wonder if you put a little bit of the pheromone in the candle wax, and if you burn the candle, is it going to be like an aphrodisiac? I don't know, but something you can test. Anyway, I like experimenting and doing stuff like that, see if it works. And then we've also been making our own fragrance oils. I'm not going to sell any of this stuff. They're just for our own personal use. So we've been making our own perfume oils, and I bought the containers and everything on Amazon. And the carrier oil I use is like jojoba oil, coconut oil. You can use grapeseed oil, but things that are nice on your skin. And so this one is called Honey Lemon Cupcake that I made, and it smells really good. It's really nice for summer. And I wear this all the time and people give me compliments. So I think I talked about that in one of my other videos. And then I made a larger bottle to, put on after a bath or a shower. So you can get all these same type of bottles and stuff on Amazon. It's nice to make your own beauty products, your own, and you can incorporate, herbs and stones and crystals when you make your own stuff. It's nice. I haven't put any of the crystals yet, but I do have some that I'm going to incorporate in something that I'm making in the future. Also, it's fun. You can put on an ambiance or some music, have a glass of have a glass of wine, or drink a cup of tea while you're making it. Make it like a whole girls' night thing or family night, because it's like, anybody can make oils and candles. You don't have to be girls, but I have girls. It's girls' night for me. Put on some good music or an ambiance and set everything up and have like a little, candle conjure party. You can make it spooky. You can make it, whimsical, whatever, or just normal if you're not into that. But I like to set ambiances and things like that because it just puts you in the mood to do more and to put more of your intention and your, magic into whatever you're doing and what you're making. And also, I made a pour candle. This is like you pour this into your hand and you can massage it into your skin. And I put my own fragrances in there, scents that I mixed up to have like a really nice smell. This shea butter, coconut oil, and then coconut wax. And it takes a little longer to set. So maybe 4 hours versus like 2 or 3 hours. And then when you burn it, it melts, and then you can just pour it on. It's not super hot. It doesn't get super hot. You just pour it and then massage it into your skin. So it's like literally a pour candle. It has a little spout on it. And I found these pour candle containers. They also come with wicks on Amazon as well. They're kind of expensive because they have that little spout, but you can use any container if you don't want to purchase, you know, the pour containers. Like I have this little container that I put the same, you know, formula in where you can actually pour. You can use a little miniature creamer, ceramic creamer or whatever. You can use a coffee cup. You can use a little mini teapot. I don't know. But I like to burn these because I bought one recently, and I thought the idea was so nice to have like on your nightstand. And you can incorporate different oils in here. Like if you want like a candle before you go to bed to help you dream, or to help you have like visions, psychic dreams, or whatever, you would probably incorporate some of the oils and herbs that would help with that, like mugwort, wormwood, a little bit of lavender, some peppermint. And you would put that in there, let it burn, let all the oils and stuff melt into like everything, and then you put it on, and it kind of be like the old school witch's flying potion, because you rub it into your skin and it would like sink in, and the smell, this, you know, and the sinking in, and then the ambiance would help with, you know, dream magic or whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to make one of those probably closer to the end of summer. I'm going to make one of these containers so I could be dreaming and seeing, you know, lots of things. Okay. Also good for like, if you have issues with going to sleep, you can incorporate a lot of like things in your candles that help you get to sleep faster, and then rub it on you before you go to bed. Also, like for summertime, if you live in a warm climate and there's like mosquitoes or whatever, you can put like some of the oils that, you know, deter mosquitoes and different like insects, and put it on you as well as like an outside candle for like natural bug repellent, you know. Sprinkles. Okay. In each video, everything that I mentioned usually is going to be in the description bar. You just have to go down there and click on it and look through it. Everything I'm mentioning is going to be on my Amazon storefront, and the link that says Amazon storefront. But not the stuff that I made, just the stuff to make it with, because you're going to have to make your own. Okay. I also, I'm making stuff for my my family, because these are really nice gifts and personalized gifts that you can make for different people, and doing some pour wax candles and some scented oils for other people for different seasons and stuff like that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I also like making a lot of stuff when I don't have much to do. So in between reading and doing stuff with the kids, I like doing things like drawing, painting, crafting, candle making, oil making. And I got this, like, you don't have to buy new containers for your candles. You can use your old containers. You can recycle your old candle containers. I did it with this. This is an old, like, just candle container that I bought with a candle in it. And then when I burnt the candle out, I just refilled it with my wax. This is actually a pouring candle too. I'm keeping it on my desk so I can have moisturizing candles. So I made too many of those. So I might give that one as a gift. We don't know. But I saw this, and this is one of my tea canisters. And I got an idea to make a candle in it when it was done, when all the tea was gone, or I could just take it out. But You can put like 3 wicks, and then you can make it smelling like a beautiful like black tea. You could put like some orange or some lemon or some honey smell in it with it, and just have a tea tin candle. Wouldn't that be so pretty? This would make beautiful decor if you like pink. They also have different tin colors. So if you see like a cute, tin, remember you can recycle it into a candle later. If you're trying to start a new business and you don't have any ideas, this is a really good idea because a lot of people like to purchase homemade candles, and unique items and stuff like that on Etsy, because I have a whole bunch of candles that I just bought on Etsy. I like to support small business, and I like to see how other people make their things and how they put their energy and efforts into it and their ideas. And I'm waiting for more things to arrive from my Etsy haul that I'm planning to do. I have 2 more things on the way, so I'm trying to wait to show you these nice things so that y'all can go, visit the stores. But this is what I'm doing. A lot of people say, well, you should sell that. And da, 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 da. I've already sold stuff in the past. I've done like a lot of crafting and stuff like that I've sold in the past before. It was nice. It was fun. I've done gift baskets. I've done candles. I've done all this kind of stuff. But I like to do these sometimes for myself and not to always sell things or just to gift them and, make meaningful things, magical things, and teach my kids how to do it and teach you know, teach them other things as well, like what each oil is for. This is a sneaky way to teach your kids what certain oils are good for, what certain herbs are good for, what types of, scent or aromatherapy is good for, because a lot of kids aren't like a lot of teenagers or kids or whatever. They don't want to study that type of stuff if they're not, really gravitating towards a lot of stuff. But, when you get older, you might need some of that natural, knowledge of what herbs and different oils can do. So by making candles, it's a cool way to incorporate that energy and that knowledge and that stuff to them. And also we write down the formulas, how we make the candles. So what type of wax we use, what type of scents we use, if we put any herbs in there, what we name the candle, and then, what's it good for. So, and then I let them name the candle whatever they want, label it, put whatever scents they want, make a fun candle, and then we make a purpose candle. So you make a fun candle first, get them all into it, and then you make a purpose candle. Okay, I want this candle to do A, B, C, and D. I want this candle to help me relax at night. I want it to, make the room feel more relaxing and peaceful. So this is what I'm going to put in mine. And so you're teaching that way as well. Thank y'all. Anyway, you said handcrafted things are so sacred. Yes. I even had a teacup that I put, I made a candle in, not this one, but a teacup and a saucer. They always make those little teacup saucer candles. Those are really nice to use. Just make sure the teacup is like strong enough to withhold the heat, because some of the bone, like the bone china, may not be good for that. So make sure you're getting a more thicker teacup. Yeah. So sprinkle, sprinkle. You said everyone liked my video. Thank y'all. Yeah, y'all can like it. Like when I go on Etsy, I see so many creative ideas, or Pinterest, and that's why I like to support small businesses on Etsy, because like I'm just going to show y'all one of the candles. I haven't even opened it, but I want to show you one, because like honestly, when you do this type of thing for a living or to earn money, like you really put more effort into it. So this is how one of the candles came. And I'm going to do a haul on, because I got way more from this Etsy seller. Okay, so look at what she did. She put like this wax seal on her candle. It's like a black drippy wax seal, and this one is named Folklore. These are like old Victorian style candles, like the theme, and it has like a little witchy stamp on it. And so you have to like break this seal in order to even get into this candle, which is kind of cool. I don't want to break it just yet, but I love stuff like this. Just, isn't that cool? So it looks old school. And this candle is from, let me pull up the link. Yeah, I'm gonna link her stuff real quick, but I have way more to show from her store, but I'm just gonna link this real quick in case y'all just like want to go check her out. You can tell her I sent you or whatever, but it's Anita Apothecary. Anita Apothecary, sorry, on Etsy. All right. So love the wax seal that you have to break through to even get into the candle. I'm trying to like open it and you can't even open it. You have to like literally get like a knife and cut the wax. This is so old school. Be careful though. Just, I see where it ends, so I'm just gonna pull it up a little bit. Yeah, you gotta really get this off. But it's so cool though. It's like the experience of opening something like this is like interesting. Do you think a year is enough to redo a spell manifestation if I don't see results? How long is too long to wait? I'm okay. Honestly, if you're looking for results, like this is my opinion, but I don't look for results. I just do it when I don't need it. And I always see results wherever, you know, whenever the results need to be resulting. You know what I'm saying? So if you are doing a spell and it's not working, then maybe you need to change the frequency that you're doing the spell in, the environment, the frequency, the wording, if you're using a petition or something like that. Because I notice a lot of times people's words hinder their spell work a lot because they're not using the right words. So like learning about the power of words is very important. Okay, I'm trying to open it, y'all. It's giving like manual labor. Okay, I see how you have to do it. You have to like push it up on the edges like this because it's sealed over, which I guess is smart so the candle can't leak if it gets too hot or melted like in the mail. But it is cool. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Most effective money spell is the money spell you do when you don't need money. When you actually have money. Because your frequency is having money. You said, why am I vegan? Because I chose to be. I think everything is a choice. Okay. So someone says, don't be desperate with your intent. Do your spell work and relax. That's true. Right. And I talk about this too much on the last couple of videos. Do spell work when you don't need it. That way it'll kick in when you should just even start to need it a little bit. It'll just automatically start kicking in, you know? How do you decide what business idea to pursue when you have many ideas that are to be created? Do one that you enjoy, that you would do all day long if no one even paid you. And when it becomes successful or when people pay you, it's not like work at all. So I would say do the one you enjoy the most. And also you have to incorporate ideas that people are going to like, not just your ideas, because sometimes people don't like everything that you like. So you have to keep that in mind too. Make one that you like, make one that they like, and then everybody's happy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You say you got an obsession for the oils, just love working with them. Is there a term for this? Can't seem to see why I like it so much. I don't know. I mean, I think some people just like what they like, you know. If you are, I don't know what you're doing with the oils, but if you're making them for self-care, maybe it's more of the scent and the ability to create your own. I know that that's true for me because like when I buy a lot of products, sometimes they don't smell as fragrant as I would want them to, or sometimes they're too fragrant. And sometimes you just want to make your own and it just comes out perfect or just how you wanted it. So that could be that. Or someone else can make them, um, more personalized and less commercial. And it could be just what you were looking for that you couldn't find on the shelf. Yeah. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, wow. This is super sealed. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to get this off, man. I'm trying. So it's a beautiful look, but very hard to get into. Broke. Oh my gosh. It broke my little letter opener. No. Okay. Well, we're just gonna have to get into this later. Thank you. Y'all, okay, here's my best thing to tell you. Do your own research. The best satisfaction that you can ever get is when you do your own research, figure out your own stuff, come up with your own thing. And actually putting in the work to do all the research and stuff like that is what helps you become a better business person. Okay, so I suggest getting into your own, research when looking up things, Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said it seems hermetically sealed. It is, girl. It's hermetically sealed. I can't get into it. I just want to smell the candle. Okay. Maybe there was instructions on it. I didn't even look at the. Maybe I'm supposed to burn it off or something. I don't know. Good candle is sealed. Thank you, Mirabella Blues. I appreciate that. Mirabella Blue Unfiltered. Sorry. I'm just changing y'all's names. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. It's a hand-poured soy candle. And I think this is like that letter sealing wax that they put on top of it that I cannot get off. Okay. Still trying. Gonna make it happen. Anyway, so you can make like if you don't have a lot of money, you can recycle your old wax because wax from wax burners, old candles, the remnants of old candles, and put it into like a heat safe bowl or a microwave safe bowl, or you can put it in a glass and then put it in like a pot and do a double boiler the old fashioned way, or even a crock pot. But ooh, it's coming off. I think I was supposed to do it from the top instead of the bottom. That was probably what it was. I was trying to get it from the bottom and I'm supposed to peel it from the top. Anyway, yes, you can definitely get your old wax remnants, put new oils in it to refresh the scent or something, do something totally different. Old wax melt that's no longer scented, you can use that to make candles and stuff like that. So, sprinkle, sprinkle. Bianca, you say, I taught you how to attract a provider man and you've been happy ever since. Well, good for you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So I guess this summer I'll probably have a lot to show for all these candles and oils that I'll be making. I know I'm going to have a bunch of fall and autumn candles because I'm already making them. Oh, Ariana, Sprinkle Sprinkle, thank you for the super sticker. I have about 3 fall candles, 2, 3 essential oils for fall, well, perfume oils with essential oils for fall. And I'm getting ready to probably do a fall pour candle that smells like pumpkin spice cheesecake. It turns into lotion when it melts and you just pour it on. I'm getting ready to make all those things so that when, when it starts getting cooler and the weather starts changing and summer starts to end, I have all my pumpkin everything. And I don't have to rush out to go buy a bunch of stuff unless, there's something unique that I want. But I'm going to make all my stuff this year. That was my little goal that I set, to make all my pumpkin spice, pumpkin cheesecake, fall, scented items this year. Okay. You can even make body spray. If you get like alcohol, a little water, your essential oils, and a spray bottle, and just shake it up, and you have your own body spray. You said you want to manifest a twin flame. Do you have anything for that? Yeah, common sense. I don't believe in twin flames, ma'am. Or sir, I don't believe in twin flames. Sorry. It's like a term of endearment more than a real thing. Okay. Do I think wider or taller candles are better? It depends on where they're at. So for me, the taller candles, I prefer, if they're going to be high, like if they're going to be low, like on a table, taller candles are good like this. It's just good for like a coffee table or an island in your kitchen. But if you're going to have if you're going to do smaller candles, they're good for if you're going to put it on a shelf or, somewhere high up, so that if it falls down or gets knocked over or something, it's not going to spill a bunch of stuff, and and you could see the flame. So if I were to put this on my dresser, my tall dresser here, I'm doing the smaller candles up there so I can see the flame, get all the ambiance. But for a lower table, just like this one behind me, I put the taller one because from sitting up or standing up, I can see the flame still and get all the smell. So it just depends on where you're putting them. You said I'm so mean? Why? Because I don't believe in twin flames? I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry. Didn't mean to crush all your hopes and dreams, but yeah, that's not something you should ask me about because I don't really think that that's a real thing. I just think that's a term of endearment. Okay. Oh, because I said it's called common sense. Yeah. Okay, now I can open it. Yay. Okay, I peeled it off. I'm supposed to peel it from the top, not the bottom. And there's still some. Hold on, I still got to get it. They make you work for this. This candle better smell good. I know that. You say you feel like magic astrology crystals is really placebo effect when you put your energy towards something. It is in a sense, but in another sense, it's literal science. So depending on how you're looking at it and what you're using it for, it's literal science sometimes when you're using crystals and oils because of the frequency. Because think about this, a long time ago, medicines were herbs. Medicines were different types of oils and herbs and tinctures. Now, and the crystal, you add a crystal to it or a stone or whatever that has a different frequency. Or a lot of times people use stones in their water to put out certain minerals that would also affect your health or certain things. So it's literal science. It's not a placebo effect unless you're using it in a symbolic sense. Okay. So if you're just using it as symbolic, yes. If you're using it for what it's really for, then it's not placebo. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Have I already talked about essential oils? No. Essential oils, I'll just say, they're just derived from the different flowers and plants and herbs, and they have different frequencies. And I definitely have journals and books where I looked up all the essential oils that I like to use and what they're for and what they're good for. I even grow some of the plants that, make the essential oils, or that you can make essential oils from in my garden. So I can also use the herbs on top of that to make the essential oils even more potent. So yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, whatever you use, as long as it works, it doesn't matter. But like honestly, medicinally, a lot of herbs and oils are good for different things. Okay, finally opened it, y'all. Ooh, okay, okay, that was worth it. There's a little glitter in there, a little rosebud. It smells good. Girl, what you put in here? Okay. Okay, this smells really good. She put a lot more scent in her candles than I did. Because like as soon as you open it up, it's like, wow. And and I like how she did the little cute rosebud at the top. And she has little glitter sparkles and stuff. But this is folklore. I would open up the other ones, but it would take like forever. Um, so I'll just show you this one, and then I'm going to do a whole haul with all the other Etsy products that I bought. But here is the wax seal that I had to peel off of the top, which is kind of cool. And there's still some of the wax seal left and with her little stamp on it, which is kind of cool too. And if you write letters, like old school letters, and do your own wax seal, you can save this and remelt it. But I'm probably not, because I have a lot of wax already. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I have so many books on oils, herbs, whatever, whatever. I probably talked about them in our old videos, have the same books, or sometimes I think I have a couple of new books, but just pretty much any book on herbs and oils. It's all the same. Some of the thicker ones have more knowledge. Some of the older ones, I have a lot of the older ones and maybe one or two new ones. hmm Do the oils mess up the wood burners? No, because you're mixing the oils in the wax um, while the wax is melting. So, like, this is my little candle cauldron, I'm calling it. So you put your wax in here, and then you put your oils in there and stir it up. And so it's incorporated into the wax. And then you pour your candle, and the wax consistency in the oil, it's just like normal candle. And so it doesn't mess with the wicks at all. Thank you, lovely Leo. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, lovely Leo. You have nightmares because you're magic because what? Was Christian? Oh, I always tell people, if you're scared, um, find a way to alleviate that fear by learning so much. The more you learn, the less you fear. Like, I was scrolling through Instagram and saw this post with what's his name, Terrence Howard. How he was talking about how religion tells people to stay away from certain knowledge, because if they would learn that knowledge, such as astrology, tarot, this and that they would be able to decode the religion, because all religion really is coded astrology. So when you learn all those things, your religion starts to become transparent. Okay. That's why you see so many people, when they start learning certain things, they just leave the religion, because they're seeing the similarities, they're seeing the coded information, and they're seeing how everything is literally just astrology, old stories that have been recycled from older pantheons and stuff like that. So they kind of just leave it because they see that it's recycled and it's just another way of explaining the sky or the seasons or stuff like that, you know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. You said, what's your big three? I don't have a big three behind me. What you talking about? What do you mean my big three? What my big three what? How to block out negative thoughts instantly by replacing them with positive thoughts or money making thoughts. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Uh, that's the best way. Positive thoughts or money making thoughts. Okay. You can't go wrong there. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, y'all asked me about astrology stuff. Yeah. I only know that I'm a Pisces. Okay. Girl, I don't speak astrology, ma'am. You know, I'm not an astrologer. I don't speak astrology, but I can tell you that, like, you know, I don't really go by it. I just do what I do. Okay. The essential oils isn't essential oils. They all have different frequencies. So learn what they're for. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Um, you said, are you supposed to feel something when you do spell work? Yeah, your intention into what you want to happen. Feel rich when you're doing money work. Feel paid. Feel rich. Feel abundant. Oh, you want to know what oils I like? All of the oils, ma'am. All the ones that smell good. Okay. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I make so many different things and I do so many different things with. I have most oils, so I like them all because I bought them. You get it? I have a whole witchy cabinet upstairs in my office, and I have almost every essential oil. So I like them all because I bought them all. Okay. Whatever you need, whatever I got it. Like if I ever need this type of oil, I know I can. I already have it. If I'm running low on it, I'll just get some more. Okay. I have a whole store as well. Yes. Online, dark realm online occult shop.com. I sell all the oils. I have a unlimited supply of things. So I have favorites. What do you mean? What's my favorite? The ones that I need at the time. Actually, it's not an essential oil, but you can make it. It's called Van oil. It's very popular in New Orleans. And they call it that because it's made out of different types of oils or plants. Um, Lemongrass. They like put vervain and a few other things in there. So yes, Van oil. Look at it. Learn something. Very popular in New Orleans. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said you bind Jacqueline, you did what I told you, girl. You binded yourself to his money, and since then he been buying you whatever I want. See, I told you. Don't bind yourself to him, bind yourself to his money. So you say you live in New Orleans and you definitely have Van oil. Well, I like to make my own, and I also bought some from New Orleans, and it smells good too. I like to smell it. Okay. because a lot of times you just want something that works for pretty much everything, and that's one of those oils that work for pretty much everything. I think there's a lot of recipes online where you can make your own Van oil. Van oil. Okay. How do I stay looking so young? That's a nice compliment. I appreciate that. I try not to ever really be an adult mentally. One is how I think and my playfulness in life, and other is like I don't really work. So I'm not like very stressed out. I don't have to rush around and do things because I don't really work. So I think that's part of it. And I try to live an unbothered life where things don't bother me. I don't deal with people that bother me, and I just keep everything very peaceful. And someone says vegan, stress free mind in mindset. Yeah, I don't deal with a lot of stuff that most people deal with, and I don't eat meat. Yeah. So you said when did I start practicing? Probably when I was about 13, 12 or 13 years old. Okay. Yeah. I'd say junior high, last year of elementary, first year of junior high is when I started practicing. How do you enjoy your life more? I am so serious and can't find the man that I want. First of all, stop looking for a man and let them find you by attracting them to you, by being by putting yourself on a pedestal, by doing your self-love rituals and self-care rituals and things like that. And you're gonna attract instead of having to go find and look. You know what I'm saying? You just attract. You're gonna be able to attract. Do an attraction spell. Make sure you put some money and some Jezebel root in that spell, because the Jezebel root is what attracts the money men, the providers. Okay, y'all can get that on my store, Dark Realm Online occultshop.com. It's in the description bar. It's like my most popular item. Okay. You look them up online. All you got to do is use Google. They said Google is the biggest form, like the biggest thing on the internet. So I think we should use it and figure that out. There are so many witches and practitioners and people that do magic that have their own websites. They have their own Patreons, and share spell work. They show all these things with y'all. Some of it is for free. So I would literally take advantage of that. Or there's many YouTube videos that will show you how to do all those things. I do have a spells playlist that is in my, playlist section. So if you want to go find some of those spells that I've done, a lot of the information is there. But definitely look online. That's the kind of stuff you can find on Pinterest, on Patreon, on just different YouTube platforms and everything. Okay. You said I should tell you about my vegan journey. Okay, one day I said I'm gonna be vegan, and then I stopped eating the meat and the dairy. That was my journey. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's not that complicated. Just change it up. Besides, they have so many substitutes now. It's not like you're even vegan anymore. There's so many substitutes. There's cheese now, vegan meat, vegan cheese, vegan like you know almond milk, oat milk. Like you have too many options now. So it's like not even a big deal anymore. What do you think these new gold digger spells? What do you think these new gold digger spells? Sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't know. What do I think? I think whatever you're trying to manifest or create, if you're confident in it and you're, not doubting your own, magic, it definitely is going to work. Hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Anyway, why does it really matter? You know, It doesn't even matter. Like, I think a lot of these questions are kind of like a little bit weird because like who cares what I eat? I could eat dog food. Does it matter to you? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You know what I mean? Like, thank you, God is wild red, sprinkle, sprinkle now. Girl, I could eat dog food, and what would you ask me? What kind of dog food do you eat? Sprinkle, sprinkle. What's your favorite dog food? Girl, just pick one. It don't matter. All right. Thank you, Miss. He said Zowo said Miss SheRa getting snatched. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So weird. Bless their hearts. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't know what they doing. Just pick one. Whatever you pick is fine, ma'am. He said, "How do I breathe?" Okay, well, first you gotta have lungs and a nose. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. How do you apologize to your provider boyfriend? I'm sorry that I got mad at you, but you deserved it. But I'm still sorry about it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You say you aren't vegan. Is the point? So okay, well then I eat dog food, ma'am. Like, why do you care so much? That's my question because I know I don't care that much about anybody's diet. Okay, I'm just asking for my own personal knowledge. Like, do you keep a journal? Like, do you have OCD? Do you keep a journal on people's eating habits? I mean, I don't know. That's all I'm asking. Like, who cares? The video says candles, oils, and magical crafting, not what's my diet. Okay. I told you I don't eat meat. Okay. This should be good enough. Write that down. Okay. I'm sorry, but sometimes these questions get a little bit interesting, too interesting. Okay. I, like to be, I think just stop eating meat and you might look younger. All right, there you go. Stop eating meat and don't work so hard. There you go. Thank you. Do I believe in listening to affirmations? If I feel like they're going to work, but I mean, most of the time I just tell myself something that's good enough for me because I believe me. It just depends on what you need. If you need it, then you do it. Okay. Okay. You said, I think I've been offline for so long because you've been cranky. No, I have 2 channels, 2 kids. I have a lot of things that I do in my life. I like, you know what I'm saying? Dumb questions make me cranky. There you go. All right. There you go. Just change the subject and you'll be all right. So anyway, if you want to make your own candles, like all the stuff that I showed you and to get started, oh, I'm sorry, I just linked Miss Anita's apothecary. If y'all were interested in her wonderful candles, I just linked her again, y'all. She's on Etsy. And her candles smell very good. If you're looking for something to do, I'm starting to make my fall collection, my fall candle collection, my fall oils, bath oils. I might start doing perfumes too just for myself because it's fun and gives you something to do. You can customize your own stuff and put whatever you want in it, and you can give them as gifts to people. So, for example, let's say you make a candle and you like your boss at work or some rich dude or whatever. And y'all have to do like a gift exchange around Christmas time, or, you know, you're giving a housewarming gift or something like that. You could put a little extra sprinkle in there. And when they burn it, they'll think of you. You know, you could put your signature scent in there. You can, you know, do your little spell work and put it in the candle and give it to them as a gift. So, you know, also your little essential oils that you create, they can be a gift too. Put a little sprinkle in there. And plus, like, you know, whenever they burn it or whenever they use it, they're going to think about you. So it's another way to incorporate, you know, that type of attraction and, you know, lust or love magic or whatever you're doing. Hmm. You said get them a little something. Yeah. And also, you know, a lot of people like to do it big on Halloween or Christmas or Thanksgiving. And so instead of spending a bunch of money on people's gifts, you could just make them really nice candles, because like a candle like this will probably cost about like what, between $10 and up, especially if it's highly scented. So you get like your candle making supplies and you just make people gifts. You can make a little gift basket. You can do a Halloween one, you could do a little Thanksgiving one, and you can just have all those things you give them to your kids' teachers, and you never really have to like worry about going shopping for anyone again, because you're just going to get a candle or some oils or some whatever. So anyway, bye. Okay. Um, just do a love spell and write your own name on it, man. Here you go. Can you substitute Jezebel root? Just find any root or any herb that attracts money, and maybe you can combine it with one that attracts men. But Jezebel is for both. It's also for getting raises at work if you have a male boss. Okay. Or at least special treatment or just a little extra, you know, bonuses or whatnot. You did a binding spell on your husband and for money, and I don't think it's working. Do I need to be patient? It's because my mindset. If you doubt yourself, it's not going to work. If you're the spellcaster, you start doubting your own work instead of um knowing that it's going to work, then that's when it stops working, because you're doubting it. If like, and don't put a time limit on it, and present opportunities for him to give you money. You know what I'm saying? You don't like, for example, if you do a money spell or on your husband, bind yourself to his money. That way he wants to spend it on you. That way every time he spends money, it's going back to you in some form or fashion. Also, you need to make sure that you're making sure that you're not doubting your magic, and you present him opportunities to spend money on you, or you mention stuff, you know, and it'll be easier for him to do it if you're confident in your spell work. All right. Okay. You said the occult shop link doesn't work. Well, just type in on like dark realm online occult shop.com. Okay. Sprinkle. Period. Yes. Mm-hmm. Why are y'all arguing in the comments? Y'all have nothing better to do? Like, seriously? Sprinkle. This is why I stay to myself making candles and oils with my kids. Y'all too messy. Anyway, the heck? Y'all are silly. Anyway. You say you finally caught alive. Yay, sprinkle, sprinkle. For some reason, okay, I don't know. Magic is all around us. Yes. All right. You know, I'm going to be honest with y'all. You can tell a lot about a person's mental state by what type of magic they want to practice or what type of spells they want to do and the questions that they ask. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when I used to do consultations, when I used to read cards, do spell work for clients, you see it all come out. And one of the reasons why, when I read some of y'all's questions or read some of y'all's comments and things like that, it tells me exactly where you are in your spirituality or your path, or if you're new to it, if you're not sure about it, if you're not well learned about it, if you're doing things instead of taking responsibility for yourself, if you're trying to, you know, deflect on the things that you are supposed to be doing by the things that, you know, you think are going to work because you're ignoring your real life issues. So a lot of times when people practice magic, it's to escape their real problems or to try to solve their real problems without trying to solve them in the real world. And sometimes it does help when you think positive and when you're manifesting and things like that. But if you're working against your own self, your magic will not work for you if you're working against you. So just keep that in your mind. Okay. So for example, if you're doing love spells and spells to attract rich men, but you're not going anywhere where the rich men are, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not looking like the type of woman that they would date, you're continuously talking to dusty broke men, like the spell is not going to work if you're not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So, and also for money spells, if you're doing money spells, and people are offering you opportunities or things like that and you're rejecting them because they're not good enough, then you're not understanding what a money spell is. You know what I'm saying? If um if you're trying to manifest a certain amount or a big huge amount in a short amount of time, you don't even understand money, so you're not even vibrating on the frequency of money because you don't even understand how it works. So the best way to get your spell works and stuff like that to work is to learn as much as you can about whatever you're doing the spell work on. That's number one. So if you're doing spell work for money, you need to learn how money works. You need to have several ways that money can get to you. You need to be thinking about money and working towards money, moving towards money, and moving away from anything that's not adding to you. Okay, so it's also up here. Okay, it is a craft. And so when you're working your craft, you're literally subconsciously training yourself to only deal with certain things. Okay, if I'm doing a love spell, I'm not going to deal with someone who doesn't love me or doesn't have the potential to love me or doesn't even want to love anybody. You're not going to deal with men or women like that. Okay. When you're doing money spells, you're not going to deal with broke people that ain't got nothing to offer and only wants to take things from you. You're not going to stop dealing with them because you're focused and you're trying to vibrate on a frequency of attracting money. So you're going to start changing your life and your lifestyle depending on the type of spell work you're doing. Okay. So if you're still doing the opposite of what your spells are supposed to be doing, then you're working against yourself in the physical. Mhm. And see, when you're happy and you're doing things that you like, that's why they call it crafting. And you're putting your creative energy into something, you're putting your intention into something, you're putting your magic into something, you're putting your thoughts, your research, your whatever into whatever you're doing. The candle is not just a candle anymore. Now it's an extension of you, extension of your magic, extension of your intention. And so when you burn it, the frequency of all the oils and the herbs and whatever you put in there is now like a wireless signal, because fire is energy. It's like a wireless signal out into everywhere in every direction. Okay. So when you light a candle, you don't even have to make your own stuff. But if you just put your intention out, speak words over it, you know, put your intentions into it, it's going to do the same thing. So now, so I made a pouring candle. So now this is even more powerful because the energy is going to go out. I'm going to pour it and put it all over my body. So now my frequency is even higher. So when I leave this candle, when I leave my house, this is on me. The essential oils, the intention, the energy that I put into here, and all this stuff is on me now, vibrating as I walk. So it's like a walking spell, you know? So a lot of times people don't realize, because they don't think that deeply about their spell work. They just look at a piece of paper or something that they found online and follow the direction. It's the difference between a chef and someone that's cooking out of a box. That's the difference. When you practice magic and you create your own recipes and you create your own medleys of whatever, like a chef does, versus someone who's cooking off of a box or from just one recipe. It's different. So when you do your spell work, think of yourself as an alchemist, as a chef, because that's what a chef really is an alchemist, taking lead into gold, taking potatoes into French fries or whatever y'all cook and make it into. It's alchemy. So do the same with your spell work, your crafting, even if it's all mental, walk in that. Don't just say, oh, well, I manifest this and just do the opposite of it. A chef is always a chef. An alchemist is always an alchemist. They represent. So if you're not about representing, what it is that you're doing spell work for or manifesting, then you're not really trying to attract it to you on the highest level. Okay, so that's what you got to do. You got to represent mentally, spiritually, and by your environment, the people you choose to be around, and all of those things. You said, as a beginner, what should you practice on regularly? How should you know what you're good enough to? Okay, so I'm using the same analogy with the chef. How do you know if you're good enough to work on another? How do you know you're good enough to cook for another? By practicing and saying, here, taste this and see if it tastes good. You know what I'm saying? So practice on yourself, practice on people that are close to you, practice on, until you build your confidence. Okay. You said, can you take me to McDonald's? Do you own McDonald's? And probably not. Are you a franchise owner? Because, that's the only way I'm going to go to McDonald's with you is if your name is on the paperwork. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Do whatever spell you need to do before you need it. Always do it before you need it. That's the beauty of it. You don't buy car insurance after you don't need it, after you need the insurance. Think of spell work as insurance and preparation. And, just in case. Do them for, like I'm doing. I'm making all these candles for next season. I mean, some I can use in this season too, like these Bridgerton candles. But I'm preparing for when I'm going to need them. Okay. It's summertime. I don't really need fall candles right now, but I'm going to have them when I do need them, and I don't have to go out and buy them or make them because I'm already have them. I don't need them right now, but I'm still making them. So think of spell work that way. If you believe in generational this, and that, then stop believing in it. That's going to help you a lot. If you keep carrying it, it's going to keep recycling. This. What if you were an orphan? What if you were adopted and you didn't know about your generational whatever? Are you still gonna like have the effects of it? Probably not. So just forget about it. It doesn't exist. Hmm. Okay. How do you do money spell for others? The same way you do them for yourself, except you put your name. I mean, you put their name on it and their information. Okay. Hmm. You said you wanted to accomplish all of your ideas as writing them, and I'm able to see my visions clearly. Okay. Do you have a spell book? I do have a book that has some spells in it, and you can buy it on Amazon. It's linked in the description bar below. Um, how to manifest with dark cosmic energy. No, magic. How to manifest with magic and dark cosmic energy by Ashera goddess. Yes, I do. And there's spells in there. There's manifesting tips in there. There's the science aspect of it, and everything. Okay. Okay, you were answering about the someone else in the chat. Okay, cool. Oh, Bella, wigs, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thanks. Please don't stop spreading your knowledge. Love you. Oh, thank you, girl. I appreciate you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. She done sprinkled me very generously. I appreciate that. Mm. You said you have that book and it's high level science. Love it. Thank you, KBD. I appreciate it. Yeah, it has a little bit of everything for everyone, no matter what level you are. And I wrote it so where everyone can understand it. So I wrote it how I speak, so you'll be able to understand it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Water? Okay. People always ask me, I don't know if you're new or not, but people always ask me if I believe in karma, and my answer is no, because I don't subscribe to that religion that created the term karma. Okay. It's part of a religion. And a lot of people just automatically think it's just a spirituality and they adopt it into their spiritual practices, but it's literally from a religion. Okay. Was it from Hindu? Are you Hindu? Then why do you believe in it? Okay. Have I tried Enochian magic? No, but I've read the book of Enoch. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He said, is there any such thing as a youth spell? Yeah, it's called You're 24. Okay. At 24, I mean, I can only tell you what I did. Moisturize, drink a lot of water, give up meat, give up red meat. That's number one. Give up red meat, drink lots of water. If you give up all meat, even better. But definitely give up red meat. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You say you're already vegetarian, then when you're all doing good for you. See, you're gonna age gracefully then. Less don't stress out over things. Don't worry about things. Don't deal with people that make you stress out or worry about things. So basically make your life very easy. Don't eat red meat. Don't eat any of the bad stuff that I told like if you said you're vegetarian, vegan, whatever. Don't eat none of that stuff and just, you know, take care of yourself. Moisturize, drink water, eat right. You'll be good. How to keep the vibrations high without going backwards with negative thinking. Think about money and think about positive things instead when you start to have a negative thought. Think about how you're going to make some more money or something more positive. Interrupt your negative thought with a money thought or a positive thought until it becomes a habit and you no longer have the negative thoughts. And sometimes by doing that, you might come up with some really good ideas because if you start thinking about money and how you're going to get more money, then those negative thoughts are only going to be for your own positive, advancement. Because guess what? Whenever you have a negative thought, oh, I need to now, okay, your punishment for having a negative thought is to have a thought about how you're going to make some more money. There you go. And eventually you're going to have some money because every time you think something negative, you're going to have to stop yourself and start thinking about how to make more money. And then you'll have more money. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. Or if you don't care about the money, then have a positive thought of something you can create or something that you can do. All right. And also, let me tell y'all, if y'all think too much and have too many negative thoughts, cleanse your social media because that's what is probably causing it. Cleanse your social media, which means unfollow anyone who's not positive, unfollow anyone who doesn't give you good thoughts, unfollow anyone who makes you feel negative about yourself or others. Unfollow. You'll see all that will change. Okay. hmm What's my favorite beauty spells and rituals? The ones I have on my playlist under spells. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. My YouTube playlist that says spells. Go look. You said being a goddess makes all of our spells work. Yes, Miss Goddess. Cabeza, sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes, that mindset definitely helps you um, magic, like helps you perform magic way better. Create your own spells. Yeah, anybody can do it. Just it's like you can create your own meal and your own recipe. It's the same thing. You just got to know what the ingredients do, what they're for. So that's you got to do your little research. So it's very easy because y'all have Google now. Back in the old days, we used to have to go and research in books. Y'all, it's too easy now to write your own spells and get your research done quickly. Can you manifest someone back? Um, mean, what do you mean back? We don't move backwards in life. If they're not looking for us, we ain't looking for them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. They ain't looking for us, we ain't looking for them. Keep that in mind. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, and books were hard to get. Yes, back in the old days, you couldn't just get a spell book anywhere. You had to go find an occult shop, and hopefully they had a couple of copies because people are going to find the book. You could barely go into like you have to go to a bookstore with like a spiritual body mind section, right? And it was all the way in the back. Um, when they first came out with like Barnes and Nobles and Books Millions and stuff like that. Now you can pretty much get them anywhere online. It's too easy. You can Google stuff. You can get the ebook or whatever. Back in the day, we had to go searching, hunting. Like our books were like, sacred objects because of how hard they were to find. You said we call it candy store. Yeah. Hmm. If y'all can Google stuff, y'all should go ahead and Google it because it's best to learn and take notes and write it down. Get your little book and write down all the stuff you need to know. You said the library, all hiding in new age. Yeah. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, do I think cats are more spiritual than other pets? I mean, that's obvious. All right. Definitely more magical. She said to use catnip to use in love spells, but I wanted to know what it means. Look it up, ma'am. Sprinkle. I'm gonna be like your mom when you didn't know what a word meant and she told you to go look it up in the dictionary. Look it up. What does catnips do for cat? What does catnip do for cats? You ever seen a cat on catnip? What is nip? What is cat? Let's go look it up, man. The best teachers tell you to go and learn on your own. I'm trying to help y'all. Okay, think about this. I could tell you anything. I promise you I could. I can tell you something that's totally 100% wrong. What I'm teaching you is how to do your own research, how to learn on your own, how to teach yourself, how to become your own best teacher, how to become knowledgeable, how to you practice self-knowledge, self-learning, seeking. That's another thing that I'm teaching y'all because a lot of people can just tell you whatever you want to hear and then it won't be true. So if you're really into stuff like this, you should love to research and read. You should love to keep journals and love to acquire new information and seek them out on your own because it makes it that much more powerful when you sought it. And that's another thing. Like it heightens your frequency as you learn. As you learn, it heightens your frequency. And your magic becomes more powerful because your frequency becomes more powerful as you learn. Okay, so you have to seek that. All right. How long I've been doing spell work? Since I was 13. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Yeah. Started like junior high. So you have to make sure the quest is yours. I always tell that to people. The quest is yours. We didn't have anyone to ask questions to. We didn't have people to say, what book do you recommend? What is this for? What should I do? We had to just go and feel it out. And that's the best way. Because what you're attracted to, what you're drawn to, like say, go to the bookstore and look at all the books that are in that, the genre of whatever book you're looking for. So a magical book, whichever one it calls you and you're drawn to, that's what you need to be reading. Okay. What you're passionate about, what you're drawn to, what you're attracted to, you're going to want to learn, you're going to want to read it, you're going to retain it better, and you're going to vibrate higher from the knowledge that you learned from it, and you're going to be more excited about it. So that's what you start with. Those are the books I recommend, the ones that you're drawn to. Okay. Because a lot of times, let's just say there's people that are totally different from me and they may recommend a book to me that sucks and is boring and I would throw it down and never recommend it to anyone because I'm not drawn to it naturally. So the best thing you can do is you scroll online and looking. I have a whole, um, storefront of Amazon things that I suggest, including a lot of books. So you can look through the spiritual, Amazon storefront that I have on my link in the description bar, and you can just look through all the stuff. Go to my Amazon storefront and look through all my different categories, and one will say spiritual items that I recommend. You can look through all those books if you like, but I say whichever one in any bookstore or on Amazon, period, that you're attracted to, that's what you need to go for. Hmm. He said, is it true that having a black cat protects you from hexes? It's true if you believe it, man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, Goddess Wild Red. Circulating your currency, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Miss Goddess Wild Red. Girl. I'm gonna have to send you one of my candles. I made a bunch of candles. I even made a Bridgerton candle. This one is called Queen Charlotte. All right, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Is magic and spell work a different way of manifesting? It's it's more than that because it's more than that, but it's that at the same time. So, for example, mm, like I said, herbs, essential oils, and different things can heighten your frequency, heighten your awareness, heighten things for you. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from the physical items. Let me give you a good example. Not okay. Think about this. A lot of people call it the placebo effect. So, if you think you're smoking weed and there's nothing in you think you smoking weed, but it's not weed. Are you going to get high? If someone gave you some drugs and you took the drugs, would you start feeling super high? Would you start hallucinating? There are herbs, there are plants, there are things like that that actually make you vibrate on a higher frequency and give you different effects. So you can't just manifest to feel a certain way if you're not physically helped a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You say you could definitely feel high by breathing in somebody else's smoke. Okay, do an experiment then if you don't believe it. That's a good thing to do. I mean, that's part of being an alchemist, right? Doing an experiment. So here's an experiment you could do. Get you some mugwort. Like it's a plant, it's a dried plant. You can get mugwort tea or whatever, but I suggest getting some dried mugwort. Burn it in your room or make a tea out of it. You're gonna need lots of honey because it's kind of bitter before you go to sleep. All right. And tell me what kind of dreams you have the next morning. And then go to bed without doing any of that. And tell me what kind of dreams you have the next morning after that. It's going to have a huge difference. Okay. If you know, you know. You said it also stops unwanted pregnancies. Okay, Luna Land. So how can you transmute anger and rage into money? If it's not getting you paid, you don't bother putting your energy towards it. So, or put it into yourself to improve yourself. Some people go work out, some people take a run, some people, do self-care. I don't know. Get mad, go do a facial mask. Go exfoliate, girl. I don't know. Or sir, I don't know. I didn't see your name. Well, Go exfoliate, go do a mask, go scrub your feet. I don't know. Like take all that anger and energy and put it towards self-care or trying to figure out how to make some more money. Mm. How often can you do spells for the same topic? If you keep doing something over and over, you don't believe in your own magic. It's kind of like, okay, so if you keep telling someone something over and over and over, you don't trust them. Get it? So if you don't trust someone, you're going to keep reminding them to do something because you don't trust that they're going to do it, right? It's the same thing with spell work. If you keep doing a spell work over and over and over and over, you don't trust yourself that you can literally make that spell work. So just leave it alone. Do it once, leave it alone. Trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, then how are you going to do spell work? That's supposed to work. Also, like if your spell work is not working and you've done a protection spell on yourself or whatever, maybe whatever you're doing a spell work for is not good for you, and so your protection spell is kicking in. Okay. Do you believe in tarot card? I don't believe in anything like that's an object. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't believe in anything that is an object. You mean, do I believe what they say? No, I believe in a system that gives you a certain amount of cards with certain symbols and numbers on them. And by the chance of how you shuffle and pull them out and the questions that you ask, the cards are kind of vague and you can pick out literally what you need them to say. So you can believe in if you want, if it helps you to get through whatever it is you're going through or to make different decisions, or you can see them mathematically. Either way, if you can see them from both perspectives, you'll know they're just a tool and it's literally helping you to make your own decisions in life. So it's literally a tool. A set of cards is literally a tool to help you make the best decisions in your life. Not to believe whatever they say, but to help you make better decisions going forward. What if a love spell considers calling, making a phone call, telling them to do that? Okay. I don't love nobody that much, and especially not uh, somebody where I have to call them and do a love spell on them because I can't have them. I don't love people that much. Like I love my family, but I'll never love anybody that much that's gonna make me that crazy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Um, because I love myself too much. And if they don't love me as much as I love myself, then I don't want have nothing to do with them. You get it? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, that's really the truth. Like if they're not fighting for you, if they're not looking for you, if they don't want you, why even bother with them? That's right. Do you believe in astrology? I told you I don't believe in anything. I just use them as tools and knowledge. That's literally it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What do you think of religions that forbid spell work? I don't believe in any religions and I don't think about any religions that forbid anything because I'm not religious. I believe that people that are a part of those religions um, are brainwashed because they allow a religion to tell them everything what to do instead of making their own decisions. So I don't know. Where's my cat in the other room? Because if I let my cat in here, she'll just be disrupting the whole video. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh yeah, it's this Friday night, good for love spells, lust spells, all beauty spells and things like that. Venus energy. Good night for love spells, beauty spells, self-love spells, attraction spells, lust spells. Mhm. Synchronicity is simply a pattern that's been put out into the universe that you start to recognize as you vibrate on a certain level or when you're aware of more of your surroundings. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. So, for example, like the matrix is matter. Matter, mother, matter, mata, maat, matter, mother, matrix. The pattern or the synchronicities is the father or the paternal or the pattern. So you have matrix and you have pattern or codes or whatever. But then you have to have the matter in order for the pattern to create. So you have to have the mother and the father. You have to have the matrix, and then you have to have the pattern or the code. That's it. So synchronicities are just the masculine aspect of um, our existence. And when you start seeing synchronicities, um, it's literally just the pattern in the matrix. That's why some people say, "Oh, glitch! I'm seeing patterns everywhere." You're focused too much on. You're focused too much. That's what it is. You need to come back down to the material world. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Go, girl, go shopping. You keep seeing patterns everywhere. Just go shopping. See if them patterns on them price tags. You have to ground yourself a little bit. You got to ground yourself. It's a good thing. It's like you're awakening and you're seeing all these patterns and you're wondering what they mean. It means you're paying attention. You're aware. You're self-aware. You're vibrating on a frequency. This, and that. But after a while, like you just have to understand what it is. It's just the pattern, the masculine aspect of our frequency. So that's literally it. If you want to make something out of it, if you can. If you don't, then just, ground yourself a little bit. If you want to use it for creative purposes, research purposes, a way to drive you to do more than you would have normally done, like following the rabbit down the rabbit hole, is literally what you're doing. So if you're just blah and lazy and you don't have any initiative and you don't have any thing to seek, if you don't seek knowledge, if you don't want to go further into this knowledge, sometimes your frequency, is going to shift and you're going to start to follow, you're going to start to go down the rabbit hole and you're going to start to see the patterns and stuff everywhere or the codes and this and that because you're seeking knowledge, but you don't know where to start. You don't know where to look. So you got to start somewhere. And so usually after you get enough knowledge and you kind of understand what's happening and you kind of, delve into the occult or to the knowledge that you're seeking on a deeper level and learning what the words that you're using mean, that the words that you use every day actually mean, then you're less likely to, keep, going down that rabbit hole and you'll see, oh, that's just the pattern. Oh, that's just the matrix. Oh, that's just the masculine aspect of the frequency. And oh, that's just mathematics. Oh, that's just science. Oh, that's just what it is. There's always a scientific way to explain things, but a lot of people don't seek the scientific answer because they allow fear to dominate or they allow superstition to dominate. Most magic, most superstition, most anything that you're learning in the occult always equates to science or mathematics or all of that. It's all the same thing. That's why I like alchemy because it combines them all. Okay, you see patterns all the time when you take shrooms. Not seeing you in forever, you all always enjoy the occult channel. Okay, thank you, Calvin. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, good for you, Calvin. What kind of patterns you be seeing? You look like the patterns on my shirt. The psychedelic patterns. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, tell us about gematria and your spell work. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Quadrivium. There's a book called Quadrivium, and it kind of explains sounds, patterns, um, and all those kind of things, colors, frequency, and all that kind of stuff. You'd probably be interested in that. And it explains it mathematically and scientifically. Hmm. So, like when you think about, okay, I try to stay on the simple side of things because if I get too scientific and start becoming super nerdy on y'all, y'all gonna ask too many dumb questions, and I don't got time for it. So, a lot of people use magic, spells, and all this kind of stuff to simply explain science and mathematics. Just so y'all know. Um, so someone says, "Do you think Beyonce has a spell over her people, like, over her fans?" Well, a frequency is a voice, a melody and a key, a sound, a harmony is another frequency on top of that. So what you're literally doing is layering harmonies, music, instruments, frequencies, different, um, all of that. So I mean, a song in itself is a spell. How you arrange it, what notes that you use, and then if you add video to it, what colors are you using? What's the name of the song? What are the lyrics? You know. So every song can be a spell if you know how to create it the right way. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. But and yes, it's a spell. It is what it is. I remember she's very smart, and a lot of people think she's dumb because of how she talks because she's from Texas. Or I'm from Texas too, and let me tell you, a lot of people are very smart, regardless of what they speak like. It's just a Southern drawl. It's a Southern accent. It doesn't take away your mental abilities. But let me tell you, when people think you're dumb or they underestimate you, that's the best. That's your best spell ever. When people underestimate you, that's literally the best spell you can ever do, to be underestimated. So I remember watching one of her videos where she went to Egypt and she was in the pyramid singing, and they got mad and like told her get out, don't come back or whatever. I talked about this on a video a while back. But how you gonna go into the pyramid and just start singing? They were so mad at her for doing that. And if you know, you know. Okay. If you know alchemy, you know symbolism, if you know frequency, if you know what the pyramids are made out of, if you know what the pyramids represent, and you know how she went in there and sang, a lot of people would be mad too. Not at her, but at the audacity. But she did it for a good reason. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Said that's so interesting to me. I'll give y'all some homework. Okay, go look up what the pyramid or the shape of a pyramid represents. Go look up what the pyramids are made out of. And then go study like sound frequency, vocal, vibration, etc., etc. There you go. Give you something to study. Mm-mm-mm. You said song sang the same out in the church house. You see, I have to look this up. So, what is a pyramid? What is the shape of a pyramid? What is that symbolic of? Let's start with alchemy symbolism. This pyramid, right? Whole. Other than that, what is the pyramid the shape of? Triangle. Okay, what is a triangle? The symbol for an alchemy. Y'all can look it up. Y'all got the Googles. I like y'all to learn on your own because I could just literally just tell you. Now, the inverted triangle is the uterus. This triangle is what? Mm-mm-mm. The pyramid is, okay. Y'all don't have Google? Okay, Calvin says, would it be fire? Yes. And what is the fire symbolic of? Think of water versus fire. Which one would be the feminine and which one would be the masculine? Okay, fire would be the masculine. Good job, Calvin. Fire would be the masculine, which would be the triangle, like this. Water would be the feminine, which is the inverted triangle. Together, they make a diamond. Okay, so, and in the pyramid, there is another part underneath it that you can't see from the surface. There's water under the pyramid. There's a water aqueduct, not aqueduct, a water space under the pyramid. So you have fire, you have water. And then what the pyramids are made out of, that granite, that crystal, that stone. So it's very a magical thing, but what you can only see the only thing you can see is the masculine aspect of it. You don't see what's underneath. You don't see what's hidden. Okay. So Beyonce goes into the pyramid, and the top part of the pyramid, or the triangle part of the pyramid, and she starts singing. Her voice, her frequency, her takeover. Who run the world? Girls. She did it for womankind. Who run the world? And so, like, shortly after that occurrence, you'll see a big shift in a lot of things, because well, anyway, y'all can figure the rest out. That's for your own research. You say you just watched the video of Beyonce singing in the pyramids? Okay, now you know. See? Okay. And the same type of frequency that someone, puts out through their voice and singing, when you sing or speak into liquid, when the candle is not yet firm, you make it your candles or your oils, you can speak your spell work into them, and you're putting that frequency and that vibration into them, plus along with whatever essential oils that you used, which would be the material part, and then the pattern part. That's why in the beginning of like Genesis in the Bible, it said God spoke, and that's the pattern. But they spoke into the void, which is the matrix. So this is the same aspect. So you're taking the matrix, which is the material, which is the wax, and but it's liquid at first. It's like female is like liquidy and watery. And then the pattern is your, command and your instruction and your frequency. And so you're speaking into the liquid and creating whatever when you burn this candle. What happens when you burn a candle? There's fire and then there's liquid at the same time. There's fire and liquid at the same time. So it's water and fire, masculine and feminine at the same time. Then I made a pour candle because you can pour it out and put it on you. Okay, so the magic is in the magic is in the mental, and the mental is in your mind and in your knowledge. That's why I don't tell y'all everything, because I want y'all to go learn it. Because if you don't learn it, you're not going to remember what I just said. But if you read it, you wrote it down, you took notes, you're always going to know it. So you said, I think you said you think ancient Egypt were into witchcraft. They didn't call it witchcraft back then. They call it magic science, because that's what it was. It was just science beyond what the normal person could comprehend. So in order to explain it to them without the aids of microscopes and mathematics, they used metaphor, symbolism, magic to teach. It's called magic science because if you read old magic books or old Egyptian spells and you're a scientist and you learn science, if you know alchemy, if you know mathematics, if you know sound and all this kind of stuff, and you start reading those spells, you're going to see the science in it that was supposed to be passed down for those who understand science. It's like a way to keep science in a simplified way. It's like a zip file for science. So you know how when a file is too big and too complicated and you can't send it, so you got to, or you can't, you got to put it in a zip file. It's the same thing. And when you open it up and you start reading it, you can start interpreting what those things are scientifically. So that's it. That's why a lot of people used symbols, drawings, spells, rhymes, and all that kind of stuff to keep the science so that it wouldn't get lost. Yeah, like an encryption, exactly. So like an emoji, like you can write a whole sentence with these emojis now, right? You can. So imagine that, but for science and information. Imagine people shortening a scientific equation into a spell. Imagine someone shortening a scientific whatever into a rhyme or a group of symbols or even a picture. It's like that because they couldn't teach everyone because they didn't have the capacity to learn or the time, blah, 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 blah. So they kept it going through these symbols, through these spells. And so when a scientist in later times or in that time saw it, they know exactly what it was. So they would be able to preserve it better. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So if you want to make impact on several people, many people, you got to work on yourself first because you can't make an impact on anybody until you know who you are and what you're about. And then when you put it out into the rest of the world, then they're going to feel your frequency. They're going to feel your energy, But if you're aimlessly wandering, asking everybody what this is and what that is, instead of learning on your own and becoming who you are supposed to be, I think that's what a lot of social media is doing right now. It's sending so many people in so many different directions and making them less likely to do their own research, follow their own path, have their own style, etc., etc. So if you can find a way to navigate around that and maybe only follow people that are on a similar path or doing similar types of research or, experiencing similar types of, things that you would like to experience, you're most likely going to go and, follow that direction of yourself rather than being pulled in every single direction that is not something that's beneficial to you. So you need to focus more on what it is that you're trying to do. How do you know what our path is? Your path is whatever you choose it to be, and the one that you stick to the longest, and that brings you the most benefits. Okay. So, for example, I just made a bunch of candles. That's not my path. But if it was, I would feel some type of way about it. And I would say, oh my gosh, I really love making these candles so much that I think I have a talent and a knack for it. And people just love them when I give them out as gifts, and they think I should sell them and make my own brand and patent it and market it. And then that would be my path. You see, if I talk to people and tell them certain things and they're like, oh my gosh, you should write a book. And I write a book, perhaps that's my path. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you are good at, whatever you feel confident doing, whatever other people tell you that you're great at doing and you enjoy it, perhaps that is your path. And if you're talking about spiritual path, whatever you're drawn to that makes you feel powerful, confident, smart, and able to accomplish the things that you want to do in life, that's your path. Okay. And sometimes your path isn't going to be the same as the next person or the person you're with. It could be totally different. That's why they call a spiritual journey a personal spiritual journey, not a group effort. Okay. Because not everyone wants to be the same. Not everyone is into the same stuff. Not everyone has the same path. You might have a path similar, but it's not going to be the same. So I'm always saying, walk your own path, do your own thing, and don't worry about what everyone else is doing, because if you are doing what everyone else is doing, then you're not special. You get it? Okay. Is there any magic to camouflage from people? I mean, camouflage so they don't see you? Okay, now this is funny. Most people don't like to look at unattractive people. They don't want to make eye contact. They don't want to notice you. Someone says it's called cloaking. Yeah, a lot of people can cloak. Just do a cloaking spell. That's easy. He says, so be ugly. If you're not trying to be noticed in the real world, yeah, you gotta be ugly because nobody wanna look at you, look at ugly people. That's sad, but it's true. But if you're talking about magic and spells, like, a cloaking spell. It's true. Y'all know it's true. You say you tried to be ugly, it doesn't work. Oh yeah, adorned by Cherise. I feel you, girl. I feel you. It's a joke though, but but if you think about it, like, just cloak yourself. Girl, get your hoodie. Okay, get you a hoodie and keep it moving. Uh, you say you heard Disneyland is a magical world. Have you ever met any magicians in that world? What in the world? And on most every Disney movie, there's a magician or a witch or a sorcerer. So that's obvious. Yes, I've met many on the cartoons and all the movies, most Disney cartoons or movies, there's always some type of magical being or several magical beings. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How can you connect with your phase one elixir? Take half of a dropper in the morning and half of another dropper in the afternoon. And I would say have something to do or study because it really enhances your mental, and it also helps you dream, and it also helps you get more active. So you'll have more energy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hmm. Yeah, you didn't really internalize that Ursula was a witch until recently. Girl, she's her name is the Sea Witch on the actual cartoon, on the movie. Can we make pheromone at home? I don't know, ma'am. I only bought. I didn't even buy it. They sent it to me for free. Thank you, but I don't know how to make it, ma'am. I would look that up, but I don't think. I don't know. Can you take it at night if you want to be up all night? Sprinkle, sprinkle. It says it gives you energy. You gonna be up all night? Okay. You said kind of bad that they make all witches look bad. They don't make all witches look bad. Just like you have normal people, people that make bad decisions, people that make good decisions, people that are doing bad things, people that are doing good things. You have all different types of beings who practice magic who might do something bad and then might do something good. Like I said, everything is a choice and a decision. Like you can't label all people or all witches or all characters as making everyone look bad. It's just an individual. Because like if you watch The Wizard of Oz, they have good witches in that and bad witches, and then a wizard who jealous of all of them. Okay, so and who was fronting, wasn't even real wizard. So just depends on your perspective of things. You said witches are needed for the plot. Okay, you said all witches are bad spiritually. Um, Not really. It's like saying all wise women are bad spiritually because that's what witch means. Wise woman or wise. People were labeled witch a long time ago because they were smart or they knew how to grow herbs or they knew what the herbs was for. They said that was evil because not everyone else knew it, or because they were trying to get the pharmaceutical companies to sell drugs to people instead of going down the natural path. So, they labeled people and then started selling y'all aspirins that or, medications with bad side effects. Either way. So it just depends on where you learned from, who taught you, your perspective, your teacher's perspective, the media's perspective that you're looking for. You know, in the old days, before there was pharmacies or medicines that you could go get, they would go to the wise woman, the medicine woman, the woman that knew how to make stuff, can identify herbs, knew this, and that. They would go to her until something went wrong, and then they would blame her if they didn't heal correctly or if someone died. Oh, that lady, she knows too much. She must have an alliance with something that is unnatural. It was just ignorance. It was literal ignorance. And through that ignorance, through that labeling, through the fear, through the oppression of women, that is what created that bad um, stigma, because there was a patriarchal society and they could not fathom a woman being smarter than them. Okay. So therefore, it must be the devil because a woman ain't that smart. Or it must be the devil because I'm not going to blame myself or anybody else. I'm going to blame that woman because I don't want to take responsibility. So a lot of times back in the old days, that's where all this stuff comes from. A lot of people just did not want women to be in a position of power or to have the same type of respect as a man. So I would never feel like any witches were bad. A lot of people are doing bad things for their own reason. We don't know what their story is. I think it's kind of cool how Disney redid the Sleeping Beauty and Maleficent and made you see through the story of Maleficent and how she was wronged and why she was the way she was and things like that. Because a lot of people don't realize it. They just want to label that person bad, but they don't know that that person is not even bad. They're just fed up. There's a difference. Okay. You said men don't do witchcraft. What do you call wizards and sorcerers? What do you call Harry Potter? Who's Dumbledore then? Okay. Who wrote the first magical books? You think it was women? This is why I say y'all need to read. Y'all need to go ahead and educate yourselves. Because you literally have people walking around saying that men don't do magic or witchcraft. You literally have people walking around in the earth saying or thinking that men don't do witchcraft. Okay. That's what I'm trying to help y'all to learn. You said you only know Jesus? Well, Jesus did witchcraft. He turned water into wine. He did necromancy when he raised the dead. Okay. What you call that? Sorcery. Isn't that why they killed Jesus? Because they said he casting out demons with demons. So obviously he knew demonology. He knew alchemy. So men do practice witchcraft. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Maybe his mama was a witch and taught him. Okay. He said they don't only know the watered down version. For real. You said hence the term witches and warlocks. Yeah. So y'all should everybody knows that. Or they should know. Now you know if you didn't know. Do I ever feel guilty about doing what I do? No. Why would I feel guilty? Guilty to who? Who told me I couldn't do it? Who in my life told me it was wrong? I'm grown. I can do what I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anybody making me feel guilty. So I could never feel guilty for something that I've been doing for so long and that I enjoy doing, that makes me feel good, that brings me success. I've never had anyone told me not to do it. Okay. I've had people tell me to teach them. I've had people tell me to help them do it too. I've had people to tell me, it works, but I've never had anybody tell me not to do it. So I don't feel guilt because I don't have a reason to. Just like you don't feel guilt for, going to church or worshiping whoever you worship because no one told you not to do it, right? So you don't feel guilt. Okay. Hmm. You say, is my magic more powerful than Haitian voodoo? I was reading a book about a lot of magic from different places based on the circumstances. Now, that magic was born out of oppression and extreme intent, which I have not experienced. Okay. So, how is your magic born? Depends on how powerful it is. What is your intention in your magic? Depends on how powerful it is. So, the types of magic that people do depends on their intent and what they want. So, if my intention is very strong and something that I want, I'm not going to say it's more powerful than this or that because it's two totally different things. I was reading a book and they said that there was so many slaves being imported into Haiti, and it was cheaper to work them to death than to feed and water them. So if you were living in those conditions and watching your loved ones die, be shipped over, and watching people oppress you and work you to death, your magic is going to grow strong because your intention is growing strong. You said, for your freedom and to the freedom of the people that are suffering. So that magic grew out of suffering. That magic grew out of cruel treatment. That magic grew out of something totally different than mine did. Okay. So I say it's its own magic, it's its own power because it's its own creation of its own intention when it was performed and how it's performed and when it was used to overthrow slavery in Haiti. I mean, I know there are little tricks that people use, psychological tricks, fear tricks, sprinkle tricks. It all has to work together. It was a group effort. All right. If you understand why and how it was created, there's no fear because you know what it's for. Okay. You know why it's created. So the stigma that goes with it is because they don't have the history behind it. You have the history, you know how it was created, you know what it's for. When people mean business, they mean business. When people get together and do their little thing and work as a group, anything is possible. And so I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. And the stigma that comes with a lot of things creates fear so that you don't mess with them again. You don't mess with certain people anymore because of that fear and that stigma that stuck with it. It was meant to be like that. So just like somebody's talking about karma, the stigma that sticks with karma, people believe that and it sticks with them. So however those, you know, um, things were created and why they were created, you got to learn the history of it to fully understand it so that you can choose whether you want to believe in something or not. Like always, how they say always go back to the source? Always go back to the source of why something is. And you're less likely to fear it once you learn about it. You said, "Do I have friends and how is your circles?" My friends have to be super smart if I'm ever going to have a friend because I'm too much of a nerdy nerd. So um, I don't really like socialize with a lot of people that much, except for online and stuff. But no, just my close, just my close family. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Where did I learn witchcraft? That's from ancient cultures as well. Books. Books, learning, research. I did a lot of my high school research and papers on a lot of the subjects that I was interested in. Witchcraft, history of this. Da, 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 da. So I used every opportunity in my education to learn and get grades for it. Even in, after you graduate high school, you go to college. Art, you can incorporate it in your art. You can research it in your history paper. You get to choose your subject sometimes you don't, or you can incorporate it into whatever it is you're reading. So I try to incorporate a lot of stuff into stuff so I can have a reason to research it and learn about it and teach others. You said books are y'all's friends. Invest in them. What do you think about the term evolved sign? I don't really think about the term evolved sign. I just, aren't people supposed to evolve the older they get and the wiser they get? Can you only do beauty spills on Fridays? No. I think Monday, you can do it on Monday too. Because it's associated with the moon, which is also feminine. But Friday's the best. Sunday too. But I'm getting ready to wrap this up. Thank you, Miss the Butterfly Goddess, Sprinkle Sprinkle. You said you don't want people to know your business. That's why you need to camouflage. Okay, well, don't tell your business then. That's the best way for people not to know your business. Don't tell your business. Don't talk about it, and change the subject if your business come up. And that's one way to start the process of the camouflage. You know what I'm saying? So practice it in the real world, in the material world, in the matrix. Put the pattern out with your voice by saying, no, I don't talk about that. Or let's change the subject. And that's another clever way to start the camouflage, by not talking about it, by changing the subject to what you do want people to know about you. Okay. So what do you want them to know instead of your business? Then talk about that. Put that out there. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and everybody for donating. I appreciate you. All the links that I was, talking about are going to be in the description bar or in the live feed. And I'll see y'all on the next one.